All right, everybody. This is gonna be a very chill episode. I'm really tired, and so I'm gonna be speaking like I'm a fake ass yoga guru, instructor, podcaster. One of those guys. I'm gonna sound like one of those guys today. I just got home from work, from my day job, where things are going seemingly great. I just did a workout, and my body is tingling, and I am, uh, you know, feel like I'm ascending. I'm floating. Um, you know, I don't even do any drugs. But I'm just took. I didn't take anything. I worked out. I'm really hungry, so I need to eat dinner after this. But we're gonna see where this goes. I do have some notes, some things I want to talk about as it relates to my business. My name's Jai. I'm the owner of Firestarter Coffee Company. I'm a coffee roaster. That's what this channel's about, and just about me uploading this podcast, which is really pointless, but might be entertaining, relatable, chill for you to listen to while you're going to work or coming home from work or playing Xbox or walking on a trail or whatever you people do. It is, or hitting fall time. It is coming up. I guess it's technically fall. It's October. It's middle of October. It has not felt like fall. We've had a couple snippets here in the Midwest, in the St. Louis area. We've had some very chilly mornings, some nice nights. This week it's close to 80 again. So classic Midwest, middle of the Midwest too, like weather. It's gonna be hot for a little longer. Hopefully it cools off soon. We're about to hit peak hot coffee drinking months. The romanticism of it, the satisfaction of drinking a hot coffee. The whole cultural deal with that, which is hopefully going to be good for me. People are, I'm hoping that I'm gonna jack up my posting frequency, my ideas for posts, and my advertising and my videos and all that crap, and hopefully get people to make some hot, fresh coffee beans to enjoy the beautiful fall weather. I usually don't talk like this. This is really weird. It's just how I'm feeling right now. Something is like moving through me. Really, I just did a workout and I'm really hungry. But it's Monday. It's fall time almost. It's in the air. It's football. Football started. I'm really enjoying watching football. I have not historically been a football person. I am. I've been. When I was growing up, I was more of like a, maybe more of like a artsy type person. So sports didn't really do it for me. I didn't really get it. So I was really interested in music. Obviously I'm a musician. I have an album I just finished up. Just working on getting the artwork done. And I'm gonna hopefully have that out. Hopefully maybe the next month. I don't know. That's crazy. I've been working on it for like 4 years. It's not that good, but on and off work, moving around. Life was crazy. I had a really crazy few years. But yeah, that'll hopefully be out soon. I was always more of a music type person. Like liked watching movies and listening to music and sitting in my room and playing video games and listening to music. And I was in the orchestra too. I am a cello player. I was a cello player. I guess I could still play it. It's been many years, but it'd be cool. It'd be cool to get back into. Anyway, sports never really did it for me. But as I got older, I wrestled for a year in high school, or no, in middle school, and then I wrestled for a year in high school, and then I quit because like I liked it. It was like the hardest thing I've ever done. Like ever. I think any wrestler would tell you that, or anyone who's played multiple sports and did wrestling. So I don't know. I did that. I wasn't very good at it. And I didn't really have any friends in wrestling, so it really wasn't for me. I had more friends over in the cross country crowd, so I went and ran cross country for my last 2 years of high school. I wasn't very good at that either, but it was fun. But I was always really active. Still wasn't really into sports, but when I got to college, I got really into a lot more into watching like, someone's car's going off. I hope you guys can't hear that. I got a lot more into watching UFC. So ever since then, I've been a huge UFC fan. And you know, I love I love it. Recently, the past few months, maybe this whole year, I haven't been as much into it. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know if there's less hype, or if I'm just personally like, just a little bit. Maybe I was so deep into it for so long. Like maybe I'm just a little bit like gotta take a step back. You know, maybe it goes up and down. I don't know. But I've really been enjoying watching football. I think the whole thing. Like I got a couple teams that I follow, that I watch, that I'm really interested in, and it's fun. It's something. It goes along with fall time. It's something to look forward to on Sundays, because usually Sundays are like just kind of I don't know. It's kind of sad. Weekend's over, week is starting, but with football, it's kind of exciting to watch something, have some snacks, something to look forward to, along with just catching up with stuff at the house, you know, laundry, getting groceries, cleaning up. I'm catching up on coffee stuff on Sunday since I'm working a full-time job while I'm trying to grow this business. Sorry, I'm really rambling here. I don't know if this is even interesting, but I have been enjoying the football thing. I'm looking forward to cooling down a little bit. It's gonna be a good fall. I hope for the business it's gonna be a good fall. I just have a lot of stuff going on. The farmers market I was doing all summer, that's coming to an end. Next weekend is the next, or this upcoming weekend is the last weekend for the farmers market until next spring. So on one hand, it sucks because I'm gonna lose that cash flow and the connections and the meeting people and all that on Saturday mornings, which has been great for the business. On the other hand, that took a lot out of me, working all week and then getting up at 5 a.m. again on Saturday to go set up at the market till noon, and then I'm tired the rest of the day, and I'm trying to catch up on life within or in between work and the farmers market. And even during the week, I got to roast the coffee for the market, and then I got to go like 2 times during the week to the kitchen where I roast the coffee at to make the cold brew and a roast. It's a whole thing. So I'm kind of looking forward to having that time back for myself, and for the business. I really haven't been able to put hardly any effort into growth. Like, I need to, I keep repeating myself, but between just working a full-time job and then roasting, just maintaining with keeping up with coffee orders and roasting that coffee, and then preparing for the market and then doing the market, and then by Sunday I'm just completely beat. But this is really going to give me some extra, few hours during the week when I can work on other parts of the business that will help it grow, that I just really haven't been able to, that I really need. So I need to do more content. I have started a list of content creators that I could potentially work with, that I could, do an ad or sponsor or whatever. And that I imagine that's going to take a lot of time and effort, and money also, just to compile a complete list, stay up to date with all like online stuff, and to reach out to everyone. And you know how these things go. A very small percentage are going to get back to you, and then a small percentage of those that would get back to you is going to work out. They're going to want to work with you. So I'm assuming that if I target, smaller creators who are looking for more actively for sponsors that aren't demanding like $10,000 or whatever. Some of those smaller creators that I enjoy, maybe I can do, a bunch of them. I don't know. I'm yeah, but that's part of the work. That's part of the work that I'm going to start doing really soon, like especially once the market ends. I'll have less money in the short term, from the farmers market, and also spending more on ads and sponsorships. Hopefully it pays off in the long term. So that's where I'm going to be shifting my focus. I'm just talking about me and my business. I don't know. Hopefully this is somewhat relatable to you if you have a business or are thinking about starting a business or something. That's kind of where I'm at. I'm looking forward to fall time and having some time back and shifting focus. So that's where I'm at on that. Let's see what else I had down here. Yeah. So I had just a couple last things. This might be a short podcast. So I made a TikTok about this. It was like a quick little 20 seconds something, maybe a couple weeks ago. And I was thinking about how sometimes people say, well, don't turn your passion or hobby into a career because it'll start to feel like work. And I remember thinking like, well, yeah, that's kind of the point. Like you want it to turn into work. Like you turning your hobby or your passion into a career. It's still, even if it starts feeling like work, it's still a hell of a lot better than working for someone you hate, doing something you hate, if that's your situation with your day job. And then it's sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes it's better to have that control and that uncertainty for something that you enjoy, even if it starts to feel like a little bit of a grind and work and maybe take some of the joy out of it. But that's okay. That's work. Like work can be a good thing. And like, if you set yourself up right, and if you do it right, and if you like implement processes to make it, as efficient as possible, and you're organized, then the work, work isn't as bad. It doesn't drive you crazy as much. And like there's just some value in, there's a lot of value in just work, like kind of putting your head down and just kind of grinding it out. Even artists do that. And even if you're doing something you love, it's never going to feel like amazing. Like I love this 100% of the time. Like I just went through this, like trying to finish up my album. Like there's a lot of times when you just feel like you're working because there's some aspects of it that you enjoy less than others. Like for me, it's the audio mixing and the nitty gritty, like technical stuff. Like at some level I enjoy it, but at some point it just becomes maddening. Like I'd rather be able to get my ideas out there and be an artist and create things and, musically. But doing the work is a necessary part of it, and it's a necessary part of the art. You also hear about people, writers sitting down and just forcing themselves to write for a certain amount of time every day, and that's it's the only way they can get the ideas out is that repetition. I don't know, that may not work for everyone. It may not be the best. You may not get the best results, but I do know that if you just waited around for, inspiration to come, or if you just waited around for everything to feel good before you do it, it would happen extremely slowly. It would never happen. So I guess the point is don't be afraid to start something just because you think it's going to take some of the enjoyment out of it. If you really love it, and really could really see blending the business and the art of it, if you could see that being enjoyable or fulfilling in your life, I also understand like not wanting to do that because there's plenty of things that I do that I enjoy that I would not like to turn into a business. Like I get that. I really enjoy fitness and nutrition and being active. I don't know if I'm going to become a fitness influencer. I don't think that's my thing. I don't think I would enjoy that. I think then it would take the enjoyment out of it. But also, I have no aspiration or dream of being that guy. For coffee, it's different. Coffee started out as a hobby, roasting coffee, and now it's a business. But I love the business of it. Music started out like as something I loved and a hobby, or I just enjoy listening to music, and now I'm trying to make a product. Like a finished album is like a product you put out. I'm trying to do that. So those are, I guess you got to pick and choose. I really enjoy writing. Like I really enjoy just journaling or writing notes down or ideas. I don't know if I would enjoy publishing a book or something. Sometimes I think I do think it'd be cool to have like maybe like a website where I publish little articles I write or like little essays. Or, I really love physical magazines. I think they're so cool. I don't think it'd be very smart to start a physical magazine now, but I like them. I think they're really cool. And actually, there might be some value in like, okay, people still do love physical stuff, and they like having the idea of having something physical like on their coffee table next to their couch. Like it's a lovely idea. I mean, it's people do like that still. So it's not like it's completely dead. I hope that all that makes sense. So kind of tied into that is when I was younger, I think I made a TikTok about this too. When I was young, and I don't know if I've talked about this in a earlier podcast, but it doesn't matter. No one listens to this anyway. When I was younger, I used to have a sort of guilt about I had dreamed about being a musician when I was younger. I still dream of that. Having a popular music and being admired, or at least making something that I can feel proud of, that I think is connecting with people. But when I was younger, I used to have this kind of guilt about, well, if I'm an artist, that I'm not actually really contributing to, like, keeping the world turning, like keeping, just real life. And if every person, and I had this thought where if every person was an artist, then, nothing would get done. We wouldn't have, doctors and lawyers and, tech people and logistics people and, all the people, laborers, and you wouldn't have all the people that you need. So I used to have that, mentality, but that has, totally shifted as I've gotten older. One, as I've gotten older, but two, as the world is changing, and with AI coming into it, I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. And then three, like, I got laid off at the beginning of this year, and going through the experience of sending out like hundreds and couple thousand, like thousands of job applications over several months. And just being rejected and like all the competition, and then you do the interviews, and then you just feel like you want to just die. Like you just feel like there's no place for you. Like you start getting all these dark thoughts, and then it really hits home where all these jobs where work needs to be done to keep the world turning or whatever, people are climbing over each other to get those jobs, and they can't get the jobs because there aren't enough jobs. So there's always going to be someone to fill those roles. People want to fill those roles. And just people are like, there's more people than there are jobs, it seems like. So if I take a step back and at some point and leave that whole race, thank God, I don't have to participate. And I have left that race. I have a day job, but it's with someone I already knew, like doing something that's really cool and really hands-on. It's really, it's very, very cool. And maybe I'll talk about that. I want to make like a little documentary for him. It's a very, very cool process. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, there's never going to be a shortage of people that are trying to get into these jobs, and you're going to be if I'm fighting for it with 1,000, 10,000 other people to get a job, I don't need to be in. I don't need to be part of that. I can make dumb YouTube videos or TikToks or make a podcast, and I can try to make an album that is a expression, an artistic expression, and hopefully is enjoyed by people, and try to make a living off of that. And I can have my own coffee company, and I can just sell coffee beans. Yeah, it's not like I'm a doctor saving the world, but I'm starting a business, and someday I'll be able to employ people and give someone else a good life, and that's extremely powerful. Is extremely powerful. And people have forgotten how we need to like be there for each other and help each other out, and like, give people jobs and pay them well. I don't know, it seems basic, but that's my, those are a few of my dreams, for the long term, to be able to employ people and give them good livings and good work environment, and make great coffee and enjoy great coffee, and give you guys cool new products, and then make music, and then stay involved with the business that I'm, my day job that, so I'm that's my kind of ecosystem that I'm kind of building for myself. And I'm 31. I just turned 31. I finally feel like things are kind of coming together. I'm very much at the beginning of this, the coffee and the music. So hopefully everything kind of comes together someday. But I think everyone should be doing some version of that. You don't have to. I mean, if you want to just go to work and come home and enjoy yourself, like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I did that for a few years. I didn't have this. I wasn't writing music. I wasn't trying to do anything I wasn't trying to build a business in my free time. I was just going to work, coming home, and enjoying myself. Those are some of the calmest and fun, happy years of my life when I was doing that, because I wasn't stressing myself out with other stuff. But when I got laid off, everything got flipped on its head. I'm just, I don't know, I feel like I'm talking about myself a lot, but I guess it's my podcast. I guess, there's some part of you that's kind of yearning for something, for something a little more. I just think it's really important, as time goes on, and it's very important for people to kind of build their own little personal brands or businesses, or their own personal things that they can maybe have on the side that can maybe sustain them. One, because of, job market is crappy and you might lose your job someday, and two, just because it's more fulfilling, and there's always going to be someone else to fill that job. I'm not saying go quit your jobs. Definitely don't do that. It's a rough market. You got to make money and be smart with your money too. But I'm not a big advice guy. I don't usually love giving advice. Unless someone's directly asking me in my personal life. I almost hesitate to even do it on here, because there's many conflicting pieces of advice for every single aspect of your life, and then you start to feel confused, and then you're like, well, what do I do? What am I supposed to do? But you're not supposed to do anything. You're just supposed to do what is best for you. What do you want to do, or just do the right thing, or I don't know. I think that's about it for today. I think I said a lot of stuff. I think I'm tired of talking. I talked all day, and then I did a workout, and now I'm starving. I'm gonna eat dinner and play Xbox and do nothing and relax and try to enjoy myself and hang out with my girlfriend, and we're gonna just not do anything, and that's it. Didn't touch on any politics or current issues today. Just gonna avoid all that. The world is crazy, and I can never make sense of it. So hope you guys have a good week, and like and subscribe.